Okay. Good.
All right. Welcome, students. Today we're going to try to create a video for you that is going to inform you on the two attributes of an essay, primarily thesis statement and essay forecasting. Okay, to do this we're going to be looking at two different essays. One that we would say is pretty darn close, if not hitting the standards, okay, and another one that needs some improvements in order to get to that mark.
We're going to start by looking at the standards. This is the rubric that we're going to grade your essays on. And first off, a thesis statement. What Gonzales and I are going to be looking for in a thesis statement is a three-part thesis statement. Part one will state the topic of the paragraph. Part two of the thesis statement will clearly state your position. This is very similar to the claims that we looked for in Plato and Bacon. You will be making a claim of your own. Part three of the thesis statement introduces the key arguments of each body paragraph in the order that they appear. Let us look now at an example.
Okay, before we make that transition, okay, when we talked about this, we also said that we're going to be looking at essay forecast. Okay, and when we talk about essay forecast shows up in your introductory paragraph. Okay, actually it should be the first pieces of information that we as a reader will get from you as a writer. Okay, so when we look for essay forecast, what we're looking for is a brief overview or summary of the text with the focus on the thesis topic. Okay, so those are the two elements we're going to be looking at, and to do so, like I stated earlier, we're going to take a look at a couple samples. All right, so this first
separate essay forecast from thesis.
Sure. You gonna do it from there?
You can say it and I'll highlight.
All right, so let's first look at the essay forecast. Okay, Mr. Reichert's going to highlight here what he deems to be the essay forecast, and then I'll go ahead and read it to you. All right, so in the play Macbeth by Shakespeare is the story of a Scottish thane that hears a prophecy foretelling that he will become King of Scotland. The prophecy drives Macbeth to kill King Duncan during his kingship. Macbeth orders many people of importance to be killed, including the family of the thane Macduff. In the end, Macduff kills Macbeth in revenge. Okay, now, when we go back to essay forecast, okay, we had a couple things that we were saying. A brief overview or summary of the text with the focus on the thesis topic. We haven't got to the thesis yet, but is this a brief overview? Mr. Reichert, talk to me.
I would say that this student did a fine job in their essay forecast. By reading the first couple lines, I know that this essay is going to be about Macbeth. I know this essay is that Macbeth is written by Shakespeare, and this gives me, even the first sentence gives me a general idea of what the play was about. A Scottish thane, he's going to become King of Scotland. Then it carries on, the prophecy then drives Macbeth to kill King Duncan. That's plot summary. During his kingship, Macbeth orders many people of importance to be killed, including the family of the thane Macduff. That too is plot summary. In the end, Macduff kills Macbeth in revenge. As a forecast for the thesis, what I get from this essay forecast is that the prophecy is causing Macbeth to do evil things. So I assume that the thesis will also be about how and why Macbeth is evil.
Now, Mr. Reichert's saying evil. I look at this last sentence as a little bit of a transition. In the end, Macduff kills Macbeth in revenge, which is, some of us might say are evil acts. Okay, so let's see how that leads into what Mr. Reichert's going to highlight here as the thesis statement. Macbeth's fate is determined by his immorality that controls his reign as king. That evilness is shown through the three character traits of brutality, confidence, and ambition.
Let's look at thesis statement on the rubric for a second before we talk about why this is a pretty good thesis statement. Again, as I said, a thesis statement must state a topic, clearly state a position, and introduce the key arguments of each body paragraph. Let's see if this student did that. Macbeth's fate is determined by his immorality. This seems to be a topic. Macbeth's fate, and it's determined by his immorality. This is both a topic and probably a claim. or a position. The reason I'd say it's a position is that the fate is determined by his morality is the writer of this essay's opinion. And that's what they're going to prove in their paper.
How are they going to do that is the second part of this claim, or of this thesis statement. That evilness is shown through the three character traits. First body paragraph, I would assume, is going to detail brutality. The second, confidence, and the third, ambition. So this is a pretty structured thesis statement in which there's this initial claim or position, followed by the key components or aspects or ways that the writer is going to try to prove what they believe to be true.
Let's go back to the rubric one last time. States a topic. Macbeth's evilness, his fate, was caused by ambition. Well, I think that's the second part.
Yeah.
So let's look at it again.
I love technology.
Macbeth's fate is determined by his immorality that controls his reign as king. That evilness is shown. This is clearly the topic and the position.
And then we have our key arguments, which are...
And it says that introduces each key argument for each body paragraph in the order they appear. There they are. Brutality, confidence, and ambition. This is a solid paper, Mr. Gonzales.
Yes, this is one that we would say is definitely in the right direction, right? You may not write to this particular style or with this particular voice, but all of the elements that we're looking for on our rubric, okay, are evident within this intro.